Before Cronus ruled, there was his father Uranus, the sky, whose tyranny stretched across the heavens, suffocating the earth. Uranus ruling with an iron hand, but fearing being betrayed, he imprisoned his children, the Titans, in the underworld. But one among them rose up, born of hatred and ambition, Cronus, the son of Gaia and Uranus. Cronus wields a sickle, given by Gaia, which he uses to dethrone Uranus in a violent and symbolic moment. The sky splits as Cronus castrates his father, ensuring Uranus can no longer father children, an act of both rebellion and fear of being overthrown himself. The cosmos shuddering under the act, stars dim, the earth rumbling as Uranus falls. A sense of power passing from one generation to the next is felt, but also the seeds of paranoia of suffering the same fate of his father planted in Cronus's mind. And so Cronus took the throne, a king born of violence, his reign steeped in fear. The cosmos trembled under the iron fist of Cronus, the Titan king. His reign was one of fear and oppression, a stark contrast to the golden age that had preceded it. He ruled from his throne on Mount Othrys, a jagged peak that pierced the sky, a testament to his brute strength and unyielding ambition. But beneath the veneer of power, a deep-seated fear gnawed at his heart, a prophecy whispered by the winds of fate, foretelling his downfall at the hands of his own offspring. His fear, like a venomous serpent, coiled around his soul, poisoning every moment of his reign. Cronus, in his paranoia, devised a horrific solution. He would devour each of his newborn children, consigning them to the eternal darkness of his own being. A chilling act of preemptive patricide. One by one, his children, Hestia, goddess of the hearth, Demeter, goddess of the harvest, Hera, goddess of marriage, Hades, god of the underworld, and Poseidon, god of the seas, disappeared into the abyss of their father's stomach, their cries silenced before they could reach the ears of the world. Each swallowed child was a nail hammered into the coffin of hope, a testament to Cronus's tyrannical reign. Rhea, Cronus's wife and the mother of these lost children, was a primal force of nature herself, the embodiment of Earth's nurturing power and enduring resilience. Her grief was as vast as the earth itself, but beneath the waves of sorrow, a fierce determination burned. She would not allow her next child to suffer the same fate. As the time approached for the birth of her sixth child, Rhea sought refuge in the shadowy depths of a sacred cave on the island of Crete, a place of ancient power, shrouded in mystery and protected from the prying eyes of Cronus. Within the womb of the earth, amidst the stalactites and the whispers of ancient spirits, Zeus. The cave, a sanctuary of life and hope, resonated with the cries of the newborn god, a stark contrast to the silence that had greeted his siblings. Rhea, her heart heavy with both joy and fear, knew that she had to act. Cronus would soon come searching, his hunger for power insatiable, his paranoia a ravenous beast. With a mother's unwavering resolve, Rhea took a large stone, wrapped it in swaddling clothes, and presented it to Cronus. The Titan king, blinded by his fear and consumed by his self-imposed ritual, swallowed the stone without a second thought, his monstrous appetite momentarily appeased. He believed in his deluded state that he had once again thwarted fate, securing his reign for eternity. But Rhea's deception had planted the seeds of rebellion, a seed that would soon blossom into a cosmic war. On Crete, hidden from the dark machinations of his father, Zeus thrived. He was nurtured by the nymphs of the land, mythical beings who embodied the wild beauty and untamed spirit of the island. He drank the milk of Amalthea, the divine goat, whose horn overflowed with abundance, a symbol of Zeus's future prosperity and power. His laughter echoed through the valleys, untainted by the shadow of his father's tyranny. The Curetes, fierce warriors, danced and clashed their weapons around the infant god, their rhythmic clangor masking his cries from the ears of Cronus. They were guardians of the secret, protectors of the future king, their loyalty unwavering, their purpose clear. Their dance was not merely a performance, it was a ritual, a ward against the forces of darkness that threatened to consume the young god. As Zeus grew, so did his awareness of his destiny. He learned of his father's cruelty, of the siblings imprisoned within the Titan King's belly. The nymphs recounted the tales of Cronus's tyranny, the fear that gripped the cosmos, and the desperate hope that rested on Zeus's young shoulders. The knowledge ignited a fire within him, a thirst for justice, a yearning to liberate his family and claim his rightful place as ruler of the heavens. Part 2. The Titanomachy, a clash of titans. The whispers of prophecy carried on the winds of fate reached Zeus in his Cretan sanctuary. They spoke of a time of reckoning, a cosmic clash that would determine the destiny of the universe. Zeus, now a young man, his spirit tempered by the tales of his father's tyranny, knew that the time had come to confront Cronus and unleash the fury of the Olympians. He journeyed from Crete, his heart ablaze with righteous anger, his steps echoing the impending storm. He sought out Metis, the goddess of wisdom and cunning, whose counsel was as sharp as a double-edged sword. Metis, foreseeing the arduous battle ahead, devised a plan to free Zeus's siblings from their protracted imprisonment. She prepared a powerful emetic, a potion that would force Cronus to disgorge his swallowed children. With the potion in hand, Zeus approached his father, his demeanor a carefully crafted mask of humility and respect. He presented the draught to Cronus, feigning filial piety, his voice smooth and deceptive. Cronus, arrogant and unsuspecting, accepted the offering, his pride blinding him to the trap that had been laid. He drank the potion, and the effect was instantaneous and violent. A guttural roar ripped through the air as Cronus doubled over, body in both. One by one, his children erupted from his stomach, gods and goddesses, their eyes blazing with fire and vengeance. Hestia, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon, freed from their living tomb, stood beside their brother, Zeus, ready to reclaim their birthright and challenge the tyranny of their father. The Titanomachy, a war that would shake the very foundations of existence, had begun. The Olympians, led by Zeus, gathered their forces on Mount Olympus, their divine power crackling in the air. Cronus reigned, rallied the Titans to his side. Their monstrous swords casting long shadows across the land. Mount Othrys, the Titan stronghold, became a symbol of their defiance. The jagged fist raised against the heavens. The battle raged for 10 long and brutal years. The cosmos trembled under the weight of divine fury. Lightning bolts tore through the sky, hurled by Zeus's hand, each strike a testament to his growing power. Poseidon's trident churned the seas, creating monstrous waves that crashed against the shores, swallowing islands whole. Hades, his dark eyes burning with cold fire, unleashed the horrors of the underworld, shadowy creatures that crept into the battle, sowing fear and confusion. The Titans, though powerful and ancient, were no match for the combined might of the Olympian symbols. Their brute force was countered by the Olympians' strategic brilliance, their raw power undermined by the bonds of familial loyalty. The Cyclopes, master craftsmen of the gods, forged mighty weapons for the Olympians, their hammers ringing against the volcanic rock, each clang a death knell for the Titans. They gifted Zeus the thunderbolt, a weapon of unimaginable power, a symbol of his dominion over the heavens. The Hecatonchires, monstrous giants with 100 hands each, joined the fray, their flailing limbs a whirlwind of destruction. They hurled boulders the size of mountains, their roars shaking the very foundations of the earth. The Titans, overwhelmed by the relentless assault, began to falter. Their ranks thinned, their defenses crumbled, their hope dwindled. Cronus, his face contorted in rage and despair, fought with the ferocity of a cornered beast. But against the combined might of his children, his power waned. Zeus, wielding his thunderbolt, struck a final, devastating blow. A bolt of pure divine energy that ripped through the sky and shattered Cronus' defenses. The Titan King, defeated and broken, fell from his throne on Mount Olympus. His reign of terror finally. The remaining Titans, their morale shattered, surrendered to the victorious Olympians. They were bound in chains forged by the Cyclopes and cast into Tartarus, the deepest abyss of the underworld, a realm of eternal darkness and torment. The Titanomachy was over, and the reign of the Olympians had begun. King and his queen, tumultuous union. The Titans vanquished, cosmic balance. Zeus stood triumphant atop Mount Olympus, the undisputed ruler of the gods. His brothers, Poseidon and Hades, had claimed their respective domains, the seas and the underworld. But Zeus, wielding the thunderbolt, held dominion over the sky, a symbol of ultimate power. He established his court on Olympus, a realm of ethereal beauty, shrouded in mist and bathed in the golden light of the sun. Here, the Olympian gods would gather, their laughter and quarrels echoing through the halls, their destinies intertwined with the fate of mortals below. But even as Zeus savored his victory, the threads of fate were already weaving a new tapestry. Drama
the god
and
of
conflict.
God ruler, the world, the one
Hera,
and only.
his sister, and now his queen, a goddess of regal bearing and unwavering will, was a complex and
You
formidable
are my
figure.
queen,
She was a protector of
the
marriage
love
and
of my
family,
life.
a symbol of feminine power and divine authority. But beneath her regal facade, a simmering resentment brewed, fueled by Zeus's insatiable appetite for romantic conquests. Their union, a marriage of political expediency and familial obligation, was far from harmonious. Zeus, known for his charm and charisma, had a wandering eye, and his affections extended far beyond the confines of his marriage to Hera. His dalliances with both goddesses and mortals were legendary, each affair adding a new layer of complexity to the already tangled web of Olympian relationships. Hera, consumed by jealousy and wounded pride, became a formidable adversary, her wrath as swift and unpredictable as a summer storm. She plotted and schemed against Zeus's lovers and their offspring, weaving intricate webs of deception and revenge. Her anger, though often justified, was a catalyst for conflict and tragedy. One of the most famous tales of Hera's wrath is the story of Io, a beautiful mortal maiden who captured Zeus's attention. Consumed by his desire, Zeus pursued Io, but Hera, ever watchful, discovered their secret rendezvous. In a fit of jealous rage, she transformed Io into a white heifer, a creature of gentle beauty, yet a symbol of Io's lost humanity and Hera's cruel power. To further torment Io, Hera placed her under the watchful eye of Argus Panoptes, a giant with 100 eyes, each blinking in turn, ensuring that Io could never escape his gaze. Trapped in her bovine form, constantly watched, Io became a living embodiment of Hera's vengeful spirit. But Zeus, ever resourceful, dispatched Hermes, his swift-footed messenger god, to free Io from her torment. Hermes, with his cunning and charm, lulled Argus to sleep, his 100 eyes finally closing in unison. With a swift stroke of his sword, Hermes severed the giant's head, freeing Io from her bovine prison. But Hera's wrath was not so easily appeased. She sent a gadfly to torment Io, driving her across the world in a relentless pursuit, a constant reminder of Zeus's infidelity and Hera's enduring anger. Another victim of Hera's jealousy was Callisto, a nymph and hunting companion of Artemis. Zeus, captivated by Callisto's beauty, seduced her, and she bore him a son, Arcas. Hera, enraged by this betrayal, transformed Callisto into a bear, condemning her to wander the wilderness, separated from her son. Years later, Arcas, now a young hunter, encountered his mother in her bear form, unaware of her true identity. As he raised his spear to strike, Zeus intervened, transforming both Callisto and Arcas into constellations, the Great Bear and the Little Bear, preserving them in the heavens, a poignant reminder of the tragic consequences of Hera's jealousy. These are but a few examples of the tumultuous relationship between Zeus and Hera, a relationship that shaped the dynamics of Olympus and influenced the fates of mortals below. Their love, their rivalry, their shared power, and their constant conflicts became a recurring theme in Greek mythology, a reflection of the complexities and contradictions of human relationships, even among the gods. Part 4. The King's Many Loves, Gods, Mortals, and Divine Offspring. Zeus, king of the gods, was a figure of immense power and authority, but he was also a being of passion and desire, his heart easily swayed by beauty, both divine and mortal. His romantic pursuits, often pursued with little regard for the consequences, became the stuff of legends, woven into the very fabric of Greek mythology. His lovers, both goddesses and mortals, bore him a vast array of offspring, demigods, deities,
We are the
which
gods, my
shaped
son.
the destinies of heroes and the course of history. Among his divine consorts was Metis, the goddess of wisdom and cunning, whose intellect rivaled even that of Zeus, She was his first wife, a union born of mutual respect and admiration. But their relationship was short-lived, marred by a prophecy that foretold Metis's children would overthrow Zeus. Fearing this prophecy, Zeus swallowed Metis whole, absorbing her wisdom and cunning into himself. From this unusual union, Athena, goddess of wisdom and warfare, was born, springing fully formed and armed from Zeus's head, a testament to her mother's intellect and her father's power. Another of Zeus's divine lovers was Leto, a titan goddess of motherhood and nurturing. Their union, however, was met with fierce opposition from Hera, who, consumed by jealousy, forbade Leto from giving birth on land.
I will never forgive you.
Leto, in her distress, found refuge on the floating island of Delos, where she gave birth to twins. Apollo, the radiant god of music, prophecy, and healing, and Artemis, the skilled huntress and protector of the wild. Despite Hera's attempts to thwart their birth, Apollo and Artemis grew into powerful deities, their presence illuminating the Olympian pantheon. Perhaps the most famous of Zeus's mortal lovers was Europa, a Phoenician princess of extraordinary beauty. Zeus, captivated by her grace and charm, transformed himself into a magnificent white bull and mingled among Europa's father's herds. Europa, drawn to the bull's gentle nature and majestic presence, climbed onto its back, whereupon Zeus carried her across the sea to Crete. There, he revealed his true form and made Europa his queen. Their union produced 3 sons, including Minos, who would become the legendary king of Crete. Another tale of Zeus's amorous pursuits involves Danae, the daughter of King Acrisius of Argos. An oracle foretold that Danae's son would kill Acrisius, so the king imprisoned her in a bronze tower, hoping to prevent the prophecy from coming true. But Zeus, ever resourceful, transformed himself into golden rain and showered Danae in his divine essence. From this union, Perseus, the legendary hero who would slay Medusa, was born. Leda, the queen of Sparta, also caught Zeus's eye. He seduced her in the form of a magnificent swan, a symbol of beauty and grace. From this union came Helen, whose breathtaking beauty would later launch 1,000 ships and ignite the Trojan War, a conflict that would reshape the landscape of ancient Greece. These are but a few examples of Zeus' numerous love affairs, each one a testament to his passionate nature and his disregard for conventional boundaries. His offspring, both divine and mortal, became heroes, gods, and monsters, their destinies intertwined with the fate of humanity. His loves, his rivalries, his triumphs, and his tragedies all contributed to the rich tapestry of Greek mythology, reflecting the complexities and contradictions of human desire and the enduring power of love, both in its creative and destructive forms.
Part 5. Zeus and Humanity. A balancing act of power and mercy. Zeus, king of the gods, ruled not only over the Olympian pantheon, but also over the mortal world, his influence shaping the destinies of men and women. His
presence felt in every aspect of their lives. He was a force of nature, a symbol of both power and justice. His actions a complex interplay of benevolence and wrath, a delicate balancing act between mercy and retribution. He was revered as the protector of oaths, the guarantor of hospitality, the upholder of laws, and the dispenser of justice. He rewarded piety and punished hubris, his thunderbolts a constant reminder of his power to enforce divine will. He intervened in human affairs, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically, shaping the course of history and the fate of nations. One of the most enduring tales of Zeus's interaction with humanity is the story of Prometheus, the Titan god of forethought. Prometheus, a figure of both wisdom and rebellion, held a deep empathy for the plight of mortals, who lived in a state of primitive hardship, lacking the essential tools for survival. In an act of defiance against Zeus, Prometheus stole fire from the heavens and gifted it to humanity, igniting the flame of civilization and progress. Zeus, enraged by Prometheus's transgression, unleashed his fury upon the Titan. He chained Prometheus to a rock in the Caucasus Mountains. A stark, desolate landscape, where an eagle, a symbol of Zeus's wrath, would descend each day to devour Prometheus's liver, only for it to regenerate overnight, perpetuating his torment. This brutal punishment served as a warning to all who dared to defy the will of the king of the gods. Zeus's punishment extended beyond Prometheus. As retribution for humanity's newfound gift of fire, he devised a plan to inflict suffering and hardship upon them. He commanded Hephaestus, the god of the forge, to create Pandora, the first woman, a being of exquisite beauty and seductive charm. Pandora was given a jar, often misrepresented as a box, containing all the evils of the world: disease, famine, war, and strife. Driven by curiosity, and traitors by the gods, Pandora opened the jar, unleashing these evils upon the world, forever changing the human condition. Only hope trapped within the jar, a bittersweet reminder of what had been lost. This act, orchestrated by Zeus, was a stark reminder of his power and his capacity for both creation and destruction. When human wickedness grew rampant, exceeding even Zeus's expectations, he decided to cleanse the earth with a great flood, washing away the corruption and starting anew. He unleashed torrential rains that engulfed the world, submerging mountains and valleys, drowning all but a chosen few. Deucalion and Hera, a pious couple known for their righteousness, were spared, instructed by the gods to cast stones behind them as they traversed the desolate landscape. These stones, imbued with divine power, transformed into men and women, repopulating the earth and giving rise to a new generation of humanity. Even in the epic Trojan War, a conflict that shook the ancient world, Zeus played a pivotal role. While he remained ostensibly neutral, maintaining a delicate balance between the warring factions, he allowed the other gods to intervene, their actions fueling the flames of conflict and shaping the destinies of heroes.
He orchestrated events, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically, ensuring that fate, as he envisioned it, would run its course. Zeus's interactions with humanity were a complex tapestry of benevolence and wrath, of justice and retribution. He was a force of nature, a symbol of both hope and fear. His actions a constant reminder of the power of gods, precarious nature of human existence.
Mount Olympus, shrouded in mist and legend, was more than just the dwelling place of the gods. It was a stage for a divine drama, a family saga filled with love, rivalry, betrayal, and reconciliation. Zeus, as king, presided over this tumultuous court. His presence both a unifying force and a source of constant tension. His relationships with the other Olympians were a complex web of alliances and conflicts, a reflection of the human dynamics that played out on a grand, divine scale. Zeus' relationship with his brothers, Poseidon and Hades, was marked by a more pragmatic, if sometimes strained, alliance. They had fought together in the Titanomachy, overthrowing their tyrannical father and establishing the reign of the Olympians. They divided the realms amongst themselves, each ruling their respective domains with absolute authority. But even this division of power couldn't entirely quell the undercurrents of rivalry and ambition. Poseidon, god of the seas, was a tempestuous and unpredictable deity, his moods as shifting as the tides. He often clashed with Zeus, their disagreements echoing across the heavens and the earth. Hades, god of the underworld, was a more remote and enigmatic figure, his realm a shadowy reflection of the vibrant life on Olympus. While he generally maintained a distance from the affairs of his siblings, his power and influence were undeniable, a constant reminder of the inevitable cycle of life and death. Zeus, his most enduring and complex relationship was with his wife, Hera, the queen of the gods. Hera, a goddess of regal bearing and unwavering will, was the protector of marriage and family, a symbol of feminine power and divine authority. But her marriage to Zeus was far from idyllic. Zeus, known for his passionate nature and his numerous infidelities, was a constant source of heartache and resentment for Hera. Her jealousy, a fierce and consuming fire, fueled many of the conflicts that erupted on Olympus and often spilled over into the mortal world. She plotted against Zeus, others, and their offspring, weaving intricate webs of revenge and retribution. Her anger, though often justified, was a destructive force, a catalyst for tragedy and suffering. Yet, despite their tumultuous relationship, Zeus and Hera remained bound together, their fates intertwined, their shared power shaping the course of both divine and mortal affairs. Among Zeus's many children, Athena held a special place in his heart. Born from his head, fully formed and armed, she was the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and crafts, a symbol of intellect and strategic brilliance. She served as Zeus's advisor, her counsel valued above all others. Their bond was one of mutual respect and affection, a rare instance of familial harmony amidst the often chaotic dynamics of of Olympus. Apollo, the radiant god of music, prophecy, and healing, and Artemis, the skilled huntress and protector of the wild, were twins born to Zeus and Leda. They were both powerful deities, their presence illuminating the Olympian court. Apollo, with his lyre and his prophetic gifts, was a symbol of artistic inspiration and divine knowledge. Artemis, with her bow and arrows and her fierce independence, embodied the untamed spirit of the natural world. Hermes, the swift-footed messenger god, was known for his cunning and trickery, his silver tongue, and his ability to traverse the realms with ease. He was Zeus's trusted emissary, carrying his messages to gods and mortals alike. His mischievous nature often landed him, but his loyalty to Zeus remained unwavering. Hermes, the son of Zeus and a mortal woman, Alchemy, was a demigod of legendary strength and courage. He achieved immortality through his daring deeds. His 12 labors a testament to his unwavering resolve and his superhuman abilities. He became a symbol of heroism and the triumph of human will over adversity. These are but a few of the key figures in the Olympian drama. Their lives interwoven with the story of Zeus, their actions shaping the myths and legends of ancient Greece. Their relationships, their rivalries, and their alliances created a complex and dynamic world. A world where gods and mortals interacted, where fate and free will clashed, and where the power of myth shaped the very fabric of human understanding. Part 7, Echoes of Thunder, the enduring legacy of Zeus. Zeus, the king of the gods, the wielder of the thunderbolt, his name echoes through millennia, a testament to his enduring presence in human consciousness. His image, a symbol of power, authority, and the unpredictable forces of nature, has transcended the ancient world, leaving an indelible mark on Western civilization and beyond. From the towering temples of ancient Greece to the modern-day silver screen, Zeus continues to inspire awe, fascination, and a sense of connection to the mythical past. His influence can be traced through the annals of art, literature, philosophy, and even popular culture. In ancient Greek tragedies, he appears as a powerful, yet often flawed, figure, intervening in human affairs, dispensing justice and meting out punishment. Philosophers pondered his nature, debating his role in the cosmos and his relationship with humanity. Artists, from ancient sculptors to Renaissance painters, captured his image in marble, bronze, and on canvas, each interpretation reflecting the evolving cultural understanding of divinity and power. The iconic image of Zeus, seated on his throne, wielding his thunderbolt, has become a universal symbol of authority and divine power. His majestic beard, his piercing gaze, and his commanding presence evoke a sense of awe and reverence. Even in modern interpretations, he is often depicted surrounded by eagles, symbols of his power and his connection to the heavens. The thunderbolt itself, a weapon of immense destructive force, represents his ability to control the forces of nature and to enforce his will upon the world. Zeus's influence extends beyond the realm of visual representation. His name and his attributes have been adopted in countless contexts, from the planet Jupiter, named after his Roman counterpart, to scientific terms like Jovian and Zircons, reflecting his association with the sky and the elements. Even in the modern age of technology, his name appears in brand names and product titles, a testament to his enduring symbolic power. In literature, Zeus continues to inspire and fascinate. From classical retellings of his myths to modern fantasy novels, his character is reinterpreted and reimagined, reflecting the evolving cultural landscape and the enduring themes of power, ambition, and the struggle between good and evil. He appears as a benevolent ruler, a wrathful god, a wise mentor, and a flawed individual. His multifaceted nature providing endless opportunities for creative exploration. In popular culture, Zeus has become a ubiquitous figure, appearing in movies, television shows, video games, and comic books. He is often portrayed as a larger-than-life character, his booming voice and commanding presence a staple of epic narratives. He is sometimes depicted with a touch of humor, a nod to his complex personality and his penchant for both grand gestures and petty squabbles. The enduring appeal of Zeus lies not only in his power and authority, but also in his flaws and contradictions. He is a god who is both just and merciful, yet also capable of great anger and vengefulness. He is a loving father and husband, yet also a notorious philanderer, his romantic pursuits often causing chaos and heartbreak. He is a symbol of order and stability, yet also a force of unpredictable change and disruption. It is this very complexity that makes Zeus so compelling, so human, despite his divine status. He embodies the contradictions that exist within us all, the struggle between our desires and our responsibilities, our aspiration and our limitations. He reminds us that even the most powerful beings are not immune to the forces of fate, the winds of passion, and the consequences of their actions. His stories, passed down through generations, continue to resonate with us, offering insights into the human condition and the eternal search for meaning. In a world governed by forces both within and beyond our control, the tales of Zeus, like the whispers of ancient winds rustling through the ruins of Olympus, continue to resonate in the modern world. Though the temples may crumble and the rituals fade, the myths endure, carrying within them timeless truths about human nature, the power of storytelling, and the enduring search for meaning in a world often shrouded in mystery. Zeus, the king of the gods, may no longer receive offerings or command the heavens, but his image persists, a potent symbol of power, authority, and the untamed forces of nature. He reminds us that even the most powerful beings are not immune to the complexities of love, the sting of betrayal, and the weight of responsibility. The stories of his triumphs and failures, his loves and his rivalries, continue to fascinate and inspire, offering a glimpse into a world where gods and mortals interacted, where fate and free will intertwined, and where the boundaries between the human and the divine were often blurred. The myths of Zeus are more than just ancient tales. They are reflections of ourselves, our aspiration, our flaws, and our enduring quest for understanding. They speak to the universal themes of love, loss, ambition, revenge, and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. They remind us that even in the face of adversity, even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always the possibility of redemption, always the potential for greatness. The whispers of Olympus may be faint, but they still carry the echoes of a time when gods walked the earth, when heroes performed feats of extraordinary courage, and when the power of myth shaped the very fabric of human understanding. And as long as these stories are told, as long as we continue to listen to the whispers of the past, the legacy of Zeus, and the rich tapestry of Greek mythology, we'll continue to enrich and inspire us, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling and the timeless wisdom contained within the